Well, one thing I do want to jump back and just touch on something Peter said. He said that people asked, "Are you embarrassed?" And he very quickly said no. And if he had been embarrassed and never would have written this story, that would have been a very selfish thing to do. That would have been all about him and not about people and helping others,
All right, just want to say I love you.
I love you too, sweetie.
All right, good afternoon. I'm Peter McNeil.
And I'm Pamela McNeil.
And welcome to our This is the Day podcast.
Yay! Before we begin, could you do us a favor? Hit the subscribe button for your dose of inspiration, motivation, and information from us, a husband and wife team, who create content that will have a global impact and spark some really interesting conversation.
Most definitely will. And for those who are new to our channel, my wife and I produced our first feature film titled Urge, which chronicles a newlywed husband in denial of a porn addiction that is destroying his family to the core.
Yeah, and in a minute, we are watching an interview that my husband did with the cast of Urge. It was conducted by Porsha Monique from Rolling Out magazine.
Yes, and the cast members consist of Maurice P. Carey as the main character, James Richards. Ashley Forestier plays his wife, Kadena Richards. Andre Lamar plays the role of James' best friend, Freeman Souls. And rounding it out is Daniel LaRoche, who plays the role of Freeman's younger sister, Divine Souls.
Yes.
How you doing today?
I'm doing good.
You look beautiful.
I appreciate that, and you look handsome, as always.
We're wearing our Brighter Path t-shirts.
Yes, we are.
Our Brighter Path production t-shirts. I love them. But our last episode, my wife interviewed me about my battles with pornography. And it was a great interview. She really dove deep with her questions to get to the root of the problem. But in this episode, we're going to hear from the actors, right?
Yes.
And their perspective about this, what people consider taboo addiction, and making the movie as a whole. So we're definitely excited about that.
Yes.
And you wasn't a part of that interview, right?
No, I had an appointment that day, and I missed it, but y'all did a good job.
Thank you. We missed you. We missed you. But like you said, it definitely was a great job. We thank you, Porsha Monique, for interviewing us. I'm Rolling Out, and we had an amazing cast. We can say enough. We can express the level of gratitude.
Right.
For having those actors portray those roles. All of them did an amazing job, and just want to give a shout out to all of them. But Maurice P. Carey, you bought it. You was the lead, and you put it on your back, and you did an outstanding job, really portraying me and what I was going through with my addiction, and everybody else.
Yeah, they all did a great job.
They all did a great job. And we look forward to working with them on our next project.
We do.
If we can afford them. They doing so many other things after they, our project.
I know.
Over the years.
Yeah, a lot.
But you know what? God got us.
God's got us.
We'll circle back around and do it all over again.
Right, because they are needed in this project because the same characters are in the project.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
It has to work out.
It has to work out. It's going to work out. We're claiming that.
Yes, we are. It's already
claiming
done.
The decree, and it's already done. It's already written.
Yes, it is.
All right. So our next episode will probably be about how we filmed Urge during the pandemic period. So you don't want to miss that. So other than that, you got anything you want to add?
No, just excited about everything God is doing and, sharing our content with the world.
Awesome. And on that note, sit back and enjoy the rest of this clip. And if you haven't watched Urge, we have the link in the description box below. Click on it. Watch it, and tell us what you think about the movie, all right?
It was our first, so we're very proud.
We're very proud of it. We're very proud of it. This is the day to be great
Yes, this is the day to be grateful.
and grateful. All right? Until next time, peace.
Bye-bye.
Hello, and welcome to Rolling Out Start Studio. My name is Porsha Monique, and today we have the cast of the film Urge. I'm going to go ahead and play the trailer, but first I want to talk to the producer, Peter McNeil. Welcome everyone to the show. But Peter, tell us all about this film and why you made it.
All right. First of all, thank you for having us on your platform. We really appreciate it. Urge. The storyline is basically about a newlywed husband in denial of a porn addiction, and he's forced to make a decision whether to either fight that urge demon within or risk losing his family or ultimately himself. It's basically a transparent movie based on myself, and it's faith-based. Oh yeah, and we go deep in it. And pretty much overcoming obstacles and that's pretty much the gist of it.
Well, let's go ahead and take a look at the trailer. I wasn't expecting that twist that you said it was based on my life. So let's go ahead and jump right into it so we can see what's going on with it.
James is in denial of an addiction.
Acting like this is all brand new to you. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. When we first started dating, didn't I share with you that I like to watch a little adult entertainment from time to time?
That addiction is impacting his family structure to the core.
Whatever you did, you need to fix it.
The addiction is called pornography.
Paying my bills, I'm taking care of my family. Okay, I like to watch porn.
James' story is my story, and this is my testimony I'm sharing with the world. Check out Urge.
Okay, wow, a lot of suspense, a lot of secrets, a lot's going on. I want to start with Ashley. Ashley, we see you play one of the main characters. Tell me about your character and tell me about some of the challenges that she had to endure in this film.
Okay, I do play the character of Kadena Richards. I am James Richards' wife. And her challenges was definitely trying to be strong, newlywed, just coming into a marriage, and realizing her husband's extracurriculars are a little more than she signed up for. So, after a while, it kind of, you can see the challenges of her just dealing with that and really loving her husband, but kind of struggling with how does that, how do I fit in his picture? So it was really a good story to tell. And that's why I was like, please let me tell this story correctly. Because, as women, we kind of sometimes feel insecure about certain things that other people do. And then we have to realize it's not necessarily us. Some people are dealing with their own demons.
Absolutely. James Richards to the stage.
My name is James Richards.
How was it playing James, and what were some of the challenges that you had to endure in portraying Peter?
Well, for one, it was almost cathartic and therapeutic in a sense, because I believe everyone has somewhere where something in them where they have maybe like something they need to work on. I was happy that I was about to call him James, that Peter was so transparent and so open with his story, and it allowed me to really tap into some of the things that I deal with, like finding him a story that not only James had urges, but there were other characters, that had urges and things that they were working on, and being able to connect in that way. It's a very connective film, not just within the film, but outside of the film, and the things that people don't really care to talk about or don't feel comfortable speaking on.
Now I want to get into how it was cathartic for you, but we're going to let Danielle tell us tell us all about her character and the role that she played. Welcome, Danielle.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I had the honor of working with these awesome people and other people that aren't here, of course. But my character is Divine Soul the Best. And my husband in the film is Emmanuel Manny, played by Miles Cleveland. And I would say that Divine definitely lives up. Well, I live up to my name in the film. I definitely, when I look at how Peter wrote Urge and how it's directed and how, Maurice's character has this urge and how he struggles. I look at how my character is that one that's like, y'all coming to church, like Peter, you just so it's cool to be, to have an honor to play someone that reminds him of, that faith in the film, even though it'll be fun to watch our relationship and our dynamic, me and Maurice on the screen. It's really fun, but it was nice to bring some comedic relief as well as just prayer and really tying into the faith-based portion that they talked about in the film. And I just look at it like, all the great stories in the Bible, everybody had that encounter, and it's like I look at how Peter wrote this like it was a burning bush moment, kind of like with Moses. So to be involved in that portion of it, that really was the part that made him, realize a lot. So I'm honored to play Divine to bring him some Jesus, because y'all gonna see he needs. Y'all gonna see. Y'all gonna.
Right. We're waiting for it. And certainly not least, Andre, please tell us about your character as well.
All right, so I play the character of Freeman Souls, who is a brother to Divine, aka Danielle, and the best friend to James, aka Maurice. And I'll say it was a special character to play because it kind of paralleled a little bit with my real life and my best friend who's not here no more. But it's like how you have a attachment to people, and they mean much more to you, and you look at them as this. I won't say superhero, but as a spectacular person, but then you don't realize that they're going through their own demons and things they're trying to figure out. And then in the movie, you get to see how James is special to almost everyone around him, but I don't know if he actually sees that just yet. So it was, so that kind of wraps up who I'm playing.
Oh, I'm definitely sorry to hear about your friend who's not here any longer, but I'm super excited to see how you bring your character to life in the film. I want to go back to Peter for a second. Peter, why do you feel as if this film was necessary? Obviously, you're healing people. Maurice said it was cathartic for him. Andre said it helped him out as well. Why was a film like this necessary?
I felt, first of all, I just want to say these incredible actors here and everybody else that's not on the screen, they did an amazing job in the film with their characters. Me and my wife, we're just so honored to have them portray the characters that they are, that they, played. It was just an incredible experience. So I just want to say thank y'all again. I'm always thanking them every time. So anyway, but I felt the story needed to be told because I was in denial, didn't know I was in denial of this addiction. We could easily judge other folks. Oh man, why he drinks so much? Man, that person on drugs over there. Oh my God, this. But I didn't know I was dealing with something bad. I really did not know I was dealing with something until I realized it after I got married and moved down here, because I'm originally from New York. Well, we moved down here to Charlotte, North Carolina with my family. And when the computer came in our house, and that was like the second reincarnation of my addiction, just coming up, just blaring up. And it got to a point, I was like, I'm sick and tired of this. I'm sick and tired of my wife leaving. I'm waiting for my wife to leave my house so I could do my sessions. Doesn't matter, day or night, and I say, and in the midst of that storm, a voice said, "You're gonna write about this. This is in the mid-2000s." I'm going to write about this. And I started outlining. My first project is postal. I used to work in the post office in New York. So that's my first book. And that's what we was originally supposed to film last year, but the pandemic shut that down. But we wasn't really we realized we wasn't really financially ready to tackle it because it's a mini series and we wasn't going to do it justice financially. But this was the follow-up, Urge. So I converted it into a script, and everything that felt kind of doubtful with the production of Postal, everything felt right. That this story needs to be told first before I do anything. So that was pretty much, yeah. Hopefully I answered your question.
Oh, no, you did. I find myself leaning into the camera just a little bit more just to hear, what some of those challenges were. And I do want to ask you this. How did you overcome those challenges in real life? And do we get to see it? I'm sorry. And do we get to see it fold out in the film as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Because I had to dig deep within. You have to be sick and tired to be sick and tired.
Same.
And that's where I was at. I was just like trying to what's that word? That quick fix. It wasn't because that's all it is. It's a temporary fix. And it wasn't satisfying anymore. And I had to dig deep, really deep. And it wasn't no cold turkey thing.
Yeah.
This was like the late 2000, like 2008, 9, 10, around the time when I was about to self-publish Postal as a novel. So it was a battle, but I won that battle.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm at a way better place, and I'm happy.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
Ashley, what kind of ups and downs and trials did you find your character going through and dealing with some of the demons that he was dealing with?
My character kind of was, like the wife, they try to play nice, try to be good, try to be supportive of their husband, try to do whatever they need, try to come up with new, innovative ways of kind of, without telling too much of the story, but try to,
girl.
You know how we do it. You gotta watch the movie.
You gotta come and see it. Let me just say this, Ashley. Let me just say this before you. Ashley got on me. She said, that teaser didn't show a lot, and I did. We did that on purpose, We could have added a little bit more, but we really want people to come out and really see it because the trailer didn't do the justice.
Well, it definitely piqued my interest, especially Maurice's character, of course, the main character. At the end, like, why was he being hemmed up? Ashley, I'm sorry, go ahead and finish, but I do want to know why Maurice was being hemmed up in the trailer.
We're not telling you. You got to go see it. You got to go see it. Go see the movie.
You cannot get that answer at all because it's part of the movie. But yeah, my character, like I said, a lot of women I can understand. I've never been married, but my mom was married and stuff like that. So I can understand certain challenges that married people go through. So a lot of the ups and downs that I felt like Kadena went through was just to be strong, to be stable, be there for your husband, be there, but also fighting, like I said, with how his demons made her feel insecure. So
Did you find any parallels with your own life and Kadena's character?
Definitely just being in relationships, kind of going through ups and downs and I just got over a 9-year relationship. And even in something like that, you deal with people's ups and downs, you deal with what they deal with, you don't realize people are acting out what they've grown up to experience. You know what I'm saying? They're just living their experiences. And so when you join with someone else, you're dealing with their demons, you're dealing with their ups, their downs, their emotions, everything. And so for me, it definitely was something that I paralleled with, definitely, because, I consider myself a very level-headed woman and strong and try to be down and a ride or die. But now, I realize I'm just riding. I don't want to die. Okay.
I'm not ready to go.
Listen, I was ready to ride, and I'm like, Get your life.
Right. It reminds me of that meme where the girl said, I don't want to be a rider down the mall. Because every time I roll, I just died. I just died and I just died. I died again. We tired of dying. No more dying in 2022, okay?
In 2021, we still living.
I'm trying to fast forward, but you're right. No more dying in 2021 and certainly no more dying in 2022. Okay, Maurice, we circle back to you. What's going on? How was this film cathartic for you?
Well, going back to what Peter said, it being, open, him being open and honest. One thing that I grew up in the 80s. I grew up on those big action movies, tough guy, strong black man. But the thing is I grew up in a single parent home. My mother raised me. So I didn't have a father around. So I had to figure out through media and my friends what a man was supposed to be and the things that a man is supposed to do. Needless to say, I got the wrong message early on in my life. I figured it out later on, but where it was cathartic for me is I was raised on, men don't have emotions, men don't cry, men don't do this. And these are the things that men don't do, specifically black men. And then, being a military guy, specifically a black military Marine guy, doesn't do these things. So for me to be able to drop it, just all that extra, just leave that over there and just be open, be honest, be a human being. Before you are anything else, be human. And humans were blessed with the gift of emotions and feelings, regardless of what society says, regardless of what the world says, we still got them, and so this role, it allowed me an opportunity to just be human and tap into my own issues and the things that I've dealt with and the issues that I'm still processing. And then also being in the film, being in a relationship, being in marriage, I'm divorced. And I was able to, tap into those feelings and tap into those memories and those emotions and bring that to the things that I know James was feeling. I know my character was feeling. I know he was feeling like he was letting his wife down. He was trying to fulfill himself, but he was also letting his wife down. He was letting it down, but also at the same time, the whole world sees James as this guy up here. Same with me. When I was in the Marines, like, oh man, he's an excellent Marine, meritorious, this, that, and the other. There. But then I got home, I was like, man, what the hell is going on in here? I don't know what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So there was just so much in this film that I could connect with in my own way. Yeah. That we just don't have time right now to get into. We just don't. Do. What I say? What I say? What
You have a porn addiction. No, I'm playing.
No, my addiction, like I said, everybody is addicted to something. I believe everyone is addicted to something, whether they realize it or not. Mine personally is not porn, but being able to connect those things, is helpful. It really is, and I challenge anyone, to, if you ever get an opportunity to do a role that is uncomfortable, do it. Yes. Get it done. Do that,
Yeah, it goes back to one of the points that Peter made earlier on when he said he really wasn't aware that he had an issue, right? He just didn't know. And so I think that self-awareness, or just making it known and becoming aware that this is an issue for you, will allow you to take that next step towards making sure that you're getting the help that you need. So, yeah.
And there's a stigma. There's a stigma in the, in the community, not just Black community, but men, in general, about being weak. I'm throwing these up here real hard, weak. And mental health and stability and strength and things like that. And it is really important for people to understand that. And I think this film really shows that, is that for men, our families, our wives, our children, our friends, you know, they help us be strong. You know, they bring strength to us. So thanks, Peter.
You're welcome.
Thank you for writing this.
And thank
Do
you
it
for
again,
playing. Well,
part 2. Come on.
He said it's coming.
oh, they already know what's coming. You just got to get there.
Oh, we're finna do a Marvel Cinematic Universe on this thing. What you talking about? Thanos.
Okay, Thanos. This film feels very healing. It feels like it's going to definitely heal a lot of people. And speaking of healing, Danielle, what type of lessons did you learn from this film, if any? What did you take away?
I think definitely for me, like you know, Maurice was touching on, we all deal with our own urges, you know, in some type of way. But I think that, yeah, we have addictions, we have things we're into, but at a certain point, you know, we reach things in life that are attacking our purpose, you know, our peace, our joy, our relationships, our finances. And a lot of times I think it's funny because my character, you know, I'm the one that prays in real life. I'm the person that people call to pray. And so that was very just real for me. But it just was like, for real, when I got this audition, I was at a place where finally what God saw as a problem with me, I finally started seeing it as a problem too. Right. And I think that's like when we're in that headspace of, I don't have an addiction, you know, there's nothing wrong with me. I don't, you know, this is, and I think that when we don't think about it, we're like, you could be addicted to people and like, you know, like it doesn't have to necessarily be crack, like, you know, and so I was at a place where I was facing my urge and I had no idea that's what it was. Right. And so it was just so real for me and healing just to play the role, because it was just like confirmation in how I just kind of kept moving. And I was like, okay, I'm in the right space. And sometimes you're like your urge, it feels bigger than you, right? And you don't feel in control. So it was really good to see the way that Peter wrote this film to remind you that like you can come out of like anything, you know, like, because we have this list of stuff where we can come out of anything except like, you know what I mean? So I think that it was just so healing for me, because I was like, man, I'm really going through this right now, you know? And so even to see it play out, the film, to see the first screening, I was just like, wow, like Peter really found a way to like put this in a film for people that are fighting. And I'm not surprised of the testimonies that were just popping up at the screening, you know, and I know there's so many more to come. So it was very healing, but it also pushed me to start to really tap in and stop letting my urge be bigger than me, because awareness, like you said, is key. So getting an audition made me aware of a big old raggedy demon I have been fighting in my life. You know what I'm saying? Just stomping around just big, you know? So through urge, I've been able to learn what it is to starve that thing and watch it really just, you know, get skinny and weaker and die more and more every day. And I'm not afraid to say I'm still struggling, but I know people like Peter. You know, I play a character like Divine, and so it's real. And so I believe, you know, just not to get too whatever, but I've personally, spiritually already received my deliverance and am doing the things physically to reach it in this realm. So
congratulations on that.
Yes.
And everyone suffers from something, right? So an urge, an addiction, or, you know, whatever it may be. And I remember, I'm coming to you, Andre, because I want to know what your urge is, but I'm gonna tell you mine first, because y'all here not telling y'all urges. But my son came to me, I got a teenage son, and we were just talking, and he said something to me that it was jarring, but you just don't know, because you just don't know. But nonetheless, he told me I had an addiction. I said, I'm not addicted to anything. I don't have any vices. I don't even know what you're talking about. He said, no, you're a workaholic. You work too much. And that balance balance between family life and kids and, you know, work because you want to get it all done and you're so driven to just get it done. You know, I think I was offended when I'm like, I don't, you know, so now I try to balance it with like waking up super early in the morning, knocking some stuff out so that I'm not just locked in one room all day or in my office or in my bedroom because now I work from home. But it's definitely something to think about. And I wasn't aware of it. You know, I didn't know if I was in denial or if it was just, you know, I'm like, well, y'all should be working on something too. Y'all gonna get your urge. What you doing? You sitting in your room playing the game, you know. So anyway, I was offended, but it's definitely something that I was made aware of. And so I'm trying to figure out that right balance. So,
I'm familiar. I'm definitely familiar with that. That was one of the things that I had trouble with early on in my career was finding out. I've been a single father for 12, 11 years now. And so that balance was tough. It remains. She's 12 now. She'll be 13, and it still remains tough. Like, am I giving that person enough time? But am I also giving myself enough time?
that part. Because right, so when you do work a lot or whatever your urge is, and then you got to figure out the time to spend with your family and friends and your loved one, and most importantly yourself. Like, how do you balance and figure that out?
Yeah.
And I still fail, and I will continuously fail. But the trick is that I never quit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fail all the time, but I'm not gonna quit. That's a difference.
But that's why I think this movie is so good, because it touches on that addiction, but you can always parallel it to other addictions. Like they said, other urge issues on in your life where you dedicate so much more time and you neglect other things. You can take this movie and you can apply it to real life.
Absolutely.
So even out with that is something that makes you, I think, when I watch it for the first time, it makes you look at it and be like, well, you know what? Yeah, that is something that I need to work on. And I think everybody get that takeaway once they come see this movie. They'll definitely get that takeaway.
All right. Andre, what's your urge?
Well,
Yeah, and let it out.
well, can't really talk about my urge, but what I can say around it is,
Hey, we being transparent here.
Listen, we be transparent. Let's go.
Talk your talk.
The only one that agreed to say that.
the whole world gonna see this. So, what I can talk about is a moment of decision. Like, the movie is gonna put people in a place to either address their urge or deny it. But once I would say the best thing is to be aware of it. So like me, I'm aware of my urge, and then I'm aware of when I'm doing it too much or it takes over and when it doesn't. And the funny thing about success, and depending on how you look at it, the more you have, the more you be comfortable with your urge, because you feel like, oh, I'm getting everything and I can do that as well. So I think this movie is going to put things in perspective for people. It's going to and it's going to put people in that moment of decision of which way they're going to go. Like you said with your son, when he told you about your urge, and then you got defensive and had to tell him about his urge. And it's like, so those are, so that's kind of how it goes. But I would say the best thing is once you know and you're aware, then you're able to.
You got a choice to make.
Yeah, you got a choice to make.
You got a choice to make.
Yeah, I say the scariest thing is somebody don't know what their urge is. Because at that point, they're just out there doing whatever.
I think the scariest point is knowing your urge.
Your urge and denying it.
And having to.
Well, if you denying it, yes. But seeing somebody that have an urge and they don't even know they have an urge, you just consistently looking every day and you can't even tell them because like how they gonna take it. But I say that if you do know your urge, you denied it.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I said but if you do have an urge and you deny it, that's a dangerous one too. Like so.
Yeah.
But I think, like I said earlier, I think the movie it's gonna, what Maurice was talking about earlier, it's gonna put people in a moment of decision. Are you gonna address this? Are you gonna get in touch with your emotions, your feelings? Are you gonna try to get help? Or are you just gonna be like, oh, it's a good movie, and I'm gonna go back to my day? Because all movies, no matter what you're watching, has some type of message you're supposed to take away from it. That's the point of them.
Yeah. And speaking of the messages that you want people to take away, I'm going to do a roundtable. I'm going to start with you, Peter. What is one message that you would like for people to walk away with knowing after seeing this film?
You know what? They just shared it. You know what I'm saying? They pretty much, I'm just listening to every all these actors, my friends, and their perspective. It's like, wow, these people really took a lot from it, from different aspects. You know what I'm saying? From different point of views. Ashley, my wife, James, me, Divine, and Freeman, my best friends. You know what I'm saying? They didn't even know. But like to what Maurice was saying earlier, people look at me, my friends, they'll say, okay, Pete got it going on. He got a beautiful wife, Pam. He got his children. He's working, you know. Every time I see him, they're happy. He's happy, happy-go-lucky. You don't have a clue what the heck. Even my wife didn't really know the level of this addiction until she read this script.
Wow.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So the takeaway I want is what I think Andre just got finished saying. You got a decision to make. We all got something we got to battle. Addiction, something to overcome. Okay? But how does addiction even come about in the first place? What was the seeds? I had to ask myself. Even when I was writing this script or writing the book, I can't wait to really finish that book because I go deep in that. But deeper than the film. I was adopted when I was little, at the age of 6. I was born in Coney Island, Brooklyn. My wife, my mom's, she just felt that she couldn't raise me properly. And I could see by my surroundings, we was really impoverished. You know, we poor. We was, you know, just barely making it. I could see that at the age of 6. But I remember the social worker took me from, you know, I gave my mom a hug. I didn't even cry. I just like, all right, you know, love you. I was like that. It wasn't none of that. And I went across town to East New York, Brooklyn, where I was raised by a foster guardian, Edna Anderson, for 6 years. This is 72 to 78 until the McNeils took me and my brother. God bless him. But he wasn't my biological brother. He came from another parent, but that's my brother. You know what I'm saying? And the McNeils took us in and adopted us. But it started there because I was really insecure, didn't know who I was, didn't know my family, didn't, you know, thank God Edna Anderson fostered us in a home instead of in a social build, in a center where there's other, you know, kids waiting to be adopted. We was in a home. Thank God for that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where I would be, you know, if I was with amongst a lot of other kids waiting to be adopted and whatnot. And it started there. Growing up, very insecure with myself, you know, happy-go-lucky, because I'm a happy-go-lucky kind of guy, gullible. So that led to a lot of things. Wearing my heart on my sleeve, all the way up to the teens, to the high school, and then couple that with no ambition. I didn't know who I was. I ain't had no ambition. So the devil minds is a playground. You ain't doing jack, ain't got nothing going on for yourself. You don't know what you're gonna do after high school. A lot of us don't. Went into the military, still the same thing. Didn't know what I was gonna do. So that came into my life. That was my escape. When I didn't know what I was going to do, that addiction, that's when it started. So getting back to your question, what I want people to take away from, once you realize what's holding you back, it's up to you to make a choice on to overcome this. Because we all got a gift in us. We're born here to help, you know, we're born to serve people. You know what I'm saying? You doing it with your podcast, all these actors and my friends' family doing it in their lives. Go about the business of finding out what you hear, what your purpose is what's preventing you from seeking that purpose and getting it out there to the world to help. Mine's is writing and, you know, that aspect, you know, people sing, other people's gifts are singing, building, whatever the case, you know, but overcome whatever that's the obstacle that's preventing you from becoming the greatest version. And you're gonna see that in the movie. Hopefully you come and see it.
You know, I know it's going to be airing Saturday the 13th and Sunday, November 14th in Atlanta, well,
Yeah.
Duluth, Georgia.
Yes.
You know, I'm in Detroit, but I'm gonna see if I could try to make it down so I could come and dress to impress at the premiere.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I did want to say that's such a powerful testimony, and I felt chills and emotional as you were saying it. So thank you again for being so transparent and sharing your story. And yeah, we do want people to walk away with, you know.
Can I add one thing?
Go ahead.
One of my friends, dear friends, when I shared, it's crazy. When after the book of Postal, everybody read that, and one of the next book, that was the next project book, Urge. But I was hesitant at that time to tell them what it was really about up until the past few years, probably like 2018, 2019. I said, the next book is going to be about my struggles with this addiction. But I went to my close friends and family, and it's crazy. When I shared it to them, they was like, man, you writing my doggone story. Or they know other people. Or they know people that's struggling it. You know what I'm saying? Or they said this need to be told.
Yeah.
So that was confirmation. And one of my other friends asked, aren't you embarrassed? This was like probably early this year. I was like, nah. I ain't even hesitate now because somebody need to hear this story.
Yeah.
Because hopefully it'll help them. Like Divine, Divine, Danielle, that's my Divine, that's my, all of them. We had our premiere 2 weekends ago, and the testimonies afterwards.
Yeah, she was saying that.
Just confirmed that, yeah, we made the right decision to make this movie.
Wow. Wonderful. Ashley, why should people watch this film, and what do you want them to take away from it?
People should definitely watch this film because, like I said, it addresses an addiction. It addresses an issue or something that might be taken over. And people need to realize that if you don't address your issues, eventually your issues are going to address you. And so you will want to deal with it before it humbles you. And in this movie, it kind of breaks that down, and it kind of just puts things into perspective for everyone else. And also, I think what I would like people to take away is that, yes, a lot of us are the strong ones. And rarely do people check on the strong ones. So I think it is very important to have a circle around you of people, supportive people that you can call on when you feel like you need to be weak, or you want, just some love or some encouragement, or just to ask you if everything is okay, So I think this movie does hit on that as well, as far as having good people around you that can pray when you need them to pray, when you can't pray. When you can't physically open your mouth or you don't have the words to say, there could be somebody by your bed that's praying for you and standing in the gap for you. So definitely, it is an amazingly touching movie. And I feel like if people go in with open eyes, they can see past exactly what was written on the page and just apply it to their lives.
Beautiful. Absolutely.
Beautiful.
Danielle, how about you?
I would say for me, like the urge is, those things that we talked about things that, you can see people drinking or, people clubbing and stuff like that. But it's really the silent, things like you don't see suicide until somebody's dead. People may drink, but then may go home and drink themselves to sleep, things that we don't see or like porn, things that, almost just unseen. So you don't even know to pray for them about it, so that's why I feel like is a scary place to be. And so I think that the film is it's convicting in the most graceful way. And it just the way that Peter wrote it and how, of course, it's portrayed through James. But I want people to take away that, anything can be redeemed, that it's never too late. It's not too far, because that, like you said, like I said earlier, we had this list of things that it's like, oh, well, you can come back from anything but this, and I think it's going to open the door for a lot of people to realize that they're worthy, and that they're worthy of, that coming back to, from where their urge took them. So I think that people need to see it because it makes you ask questions. It gets to you. Like I said, it's gracefully convicting. And I think that, a lot of times we entertain, but we don't change. Like people don't really leave changed, like we leave like, oh, that was good. But I feel like when people reach out to others about this movie, it's going to be like, girl, you need to see this because I don't know what you're struggling with, but I know you're going to relate. So it's just so relatable and it's going to make people, go inside. And so I'm just honored that Peter, I can't just take the word grace away because it's just the way he did it and composed it, because it could have been done so many other ways. And you could leave, like when you don't leave feeling, I know people might ever left church or left something that was faith-based and you just feel dirty and you feel not worth, you feel like somebody just made you feel so bad. So the way it's put together, it makes you feel like I can do this, I am enough. So it's so positive, even though it goes into the, what that addiction is. So yeah, that's it for me.
I love that phrase, gracefully convicting. That resonates with me. Andre, let's talk about what you want people to walk away with as well.
What I want people to walk away with is an opinion. That's it. Whether you felt the movie was good, bad, terrible, you related to a character, you didn't like a character, because I think that opinion will spark a conversation. And from that conversation, it'll snowball into other things. But just having an opinion, I think is all I can ask for.
Yeah, it generates conversation. Yeah. And
which will lead to other things and it'll lead to knowledge and wisdom and they might get a different perspective. They be like, oh, the movie's terrible. Why? Because I didn't like such and such. Well, they're like, well, did you know why such and such did that? And I'm like, oh, I didn't see that, or I didn't recognize that, or I didn't notice that. And all of a sudden, now it's spreading. Just having an opinion, a spark of conversation amongst a lot of people.
Yeah.
So even if you didn't like the movie, you're still sharing it with other people, and now they're going to see it and see, all right, what about it? So that's all for me. It's just an opinion.
It definitely needs to be a movement. And Maurice, I'm coming right to you. But what are the hashtags where people can follow the conversation? Is it urge? Do you guys have one that is particular to this film? Like, we got to keep this conversation going.
Urge movie 21. No, hashtag urge movie 2021.
There you go.
All
there
right.
You go. Say it again. Say it again.
2021. Say it with me now.
Urge movie 2021. There you go.
So that's URGEMO.
Right.
21.
Somebody gonna mess around and spell it with an E. We're gonna be looking crazy.
I know, right? They say hey.
He said hey.
RGE.
You don't sit your
Okay, remedial.
Okay. Maurice, let's finally get to your opinion as to what you want people to walk away with from after seeing the film.
Well, one thing I do want to jump back and just touch on something Peter said. He said that people asked, "Are you embarrassed?" And he very quickly said no. And if he had been embarrassed and never would have written this story, that would have been a very selfish thing to do. That would have been all about him and not about people and helping others, and I really,
you better preach.
I really resonate with that because part of my urge has to do with helping. Like, I was a Marine, I was a firefighter, I've done things to put myself in detriment in order to help other people. That's something that I have to deal with, that I have to deal with. But what I want people to take from it is me being an introspective person, introspective, and then also there's an external factor that I want people to take from this, is that externally, just like Ashley said, check on your people. You know, you'll see a diamond, but even diamonds have cracks. You know, even gold has scratches. You know what I'm saying? In humanity, there is nowhere you will find perfection. Even things that we built 5,000 years ago that still stand is crumbling. There is no perfection. No, so everybody needs help. And then the second part, the introspective part, is that I want people, not just men, not just women, black, white, this, that, the other, to know that it's all right.
Mm-hmm.
It is okay. Like
Mm-hmm.
you are no less human than any other person on this planet. So if you have an issue, if you have a problem, I'm sure you are not you didn't make up this issue. I promise. Whatever it is, you didn't make it.
Mm.
You weren't the first. There are other people out there, and it's okay, and they got through it, and they are no more human, and you are no less human than they are. So you can get through it too. All you got to do is believe it, make a choice, as my cast member said, make a decision, choose to make an adjustment.
And you know, Porsha, thank y'all all. But this is a universal message.
Yeah.
It ain't a black or white thing. It ain't a man or woman thing. It ain't a young or old thing. Everybody's dealing with something.
Yeah.
You know, don't count out these kids. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I look at my kids. I'm asking, are you all right every day? You good? You know what I'm saying? Is it bothering you? You don't know what people are going through.
Right.
So hopefully people will resonate with that. And if they are, you know, like Maurice, like this whole cast said, seek out. You're not alone.
Yeah.
You're not alone. I knew I wasn't alone. You know, when I heard Kirk Franklin's testimony about this addiction, this specific addiction, that was confirmation for me to finish writing Urge. When I saw, I'm a big Chris Rock fan, comedian. When one of his latest stand-up, he confessed on it, on this particular addiction, you know? And a lot of people going through this.
Yeah.
I don't care what religion you are either.
Definitely.
Peter, let me dive in real quick. You said something about the young kids. I want to throw something out there. When I was a kid, my urge, my issue, my addiction, because I was different. My mother, you know, I come from a long line of thugs, thieves, pimps, gangsters, killers, drug dealers, bootleggers, and that's not a flex. That's where I come from.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted so bad as a kid to be cool. Like, oh, they were just so cool. Oh man, you know, they go, oh, you did this. Oh man, you're cool. And I wanted so bad to be that way. So I was addicted to trying to be that cool. And so, I mean, the first time I went to jail, I was 17 years old. I didn't have to go, but I wanted to show out for my friends because that's what real did. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You know, that's what real do. You know, they do stupid stuff, and that's what I wanted to do. And I didn't have to go. All I had to do was sit still. That's all I had to do was sit still. But I chose the wanting so badly to be accepted by things that I didn't realize I don't want to be accepted by that.
Yeah. You guys, this has definitely been a pleasure speaking with you guys and just having this candid conversation about not only the film, but about our personal testimonies and what we have gone through in life. And Peter, again, I can't underscore enough how this film is definitely going to help a lot of people. And it was, it was just, I just thank you for being so transparent, for sharing your story, because you could have gotten a lot of judgment. People could have condemned you, and no telling how you could have taken that as well. But congratulations on a successful film. We are all here for it. Everybody go out and watch this film Saturday, November 13th, Sunday, November 14th at the Duluth Studio Movie Grill in Duluth, Georgia. Tickets are $13 and Dress to Impress, y'all.
Yes, we're gonna show.
What time we showing? 5 p.m. right? 5
p.m. 5:30.
5:30 Saturday and 3:30.
I'll be listening.
Yes.
3:30.
Well, I could.
Alexa,
We
shut
good?
up.
Well, I was gonna say Saturday is pretty much sold out. So
It is. It's one more ticket. One of
one
my
more
friends
ticket.
I told everybody, y'all go get these tickets. Don't be playing around.
Yes.
Go. And
Yeah,
now
people were not playing. Yes, one more ticket left, and then we have Sunday. Still got tickets left for Sunday. And it's like you said, Porsha. It's going to be a movement. You know, somebody asked me what are my goals for this movie. Initially, I was saying, yeah, I wanted on a streaming platform. Yeah, we all want our project, Netflix, Hulu, whatever. Great, it's going to get there.
Absolutely.
But really, I wanted to make an impact. That's my goal. Is to make an impact.
And you have done so. We just don't claim that. You've done so with us here on this Zoom. You've done so with the rest of your cast members. Like you've done so. So congratulations. Kudos.
Thank you.
Amazing job.
Thank
Thank you guys again for stopping by Rolling Out Star Studio to talk about this film, Urge. Y'all go see it this coming weekend. We want to see you guys there. Actually, Sunday, because y'all can get tickets to Saturday.
Yes, and we also going to be screening. We also going to be screening in Houston, Texas, December 3rd and 4th.
All right.
At the Deluxe Theater, and then after that, December 11th, we'll be in Baltimore. December 11th at 4 o'clock.
Okay.
Just follow my social handle, Peter McNeil, on Facebook and on Instagram and Twitter, Peter McNeil 44. And you'll see all our schedules. Yeah, and follow all these beautiful, talented actors.
Yes, and really quickly, because we do have to go, really quickly, just drop your socials. Ashley, we'll start with you.
Mine is Creole 1 Queen. It's CREOLE, the number 1 Queen.
Perfect. Danielle.
I am at Danielle LaRoche. That's at DANIELLELAROACH.
Okay, Andre.
I am Andre Lamar across the board. ANDRE LAMAR. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all of them.
And Maurice.
Maurice P. Carey on all social media. That's Maurice, MAURICE PKERRY.
All right. And thank y'all so much for stopping by Rolling Out Star Studio. Again, I am your host, Porsha Monique. You guys take care.
You too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Peace.